Hello everyone, welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College. And all my 5th standard students are welcome back to my YouTube channel. Students, we are going to continue with lesson number 23, Infectious Diseases and How to Prevent Them, from page number 122. As you know, my dear students, we have already completed in part 1 about infectious diseases and the spread of diseases which passes through the air. Now let's have a look about a small activity which is given on page number 122. Students, can you see on the screen what different activities are going on in the above picture? In the above picture, we can see that the women are washing clothes in the river. A boy is urinating in the water. A man is washing utensils and filling it with water. Buffaloes are being washed in the water. Children are swimming, and a lady is filling pots with water to use for drinking purpose. So you can imagine today's topic will be the spread of diseases through water. The germs of diseases of the intestine like typhoid, cholera, diarrhea, as also of jaundice are present in the feces of the affected person. If the feces get mixed with the water, the germs in it also enter the water. If another person drinks water which has been contaminated by these germs, they enter his intestines too, and that person can get the disease. To prevent the spread of disease in this manner, it is best to avoid washing clothes and bathing in the water sources or defecating on the banks of the water, etc. Let's try and understand the germs of the diseases of the intestine which causes typhoid. What are the symptoms of typhoid and what precautions we are going to take if a person is affected with typhoid? Typhoid fever is an infection that spreads through contaminated food and water. Along with high fever, it can cause abdominal pains, headache, and a loss of appetite. Even though typhoid is caused by foodborne illness, but remember, it can also be passed through direct contact with an infected person. Let's have a look what precautions we are going to take when we are infected with typhoid. Don't drink from the tap or a well. Avoid ice cubes, popsicles, or fountain drinks unless you are certain they are made from bottled or boiled water. Buy bottled drinks whenever possible. Non-bottled water should be boiled for 1 minute before drinking. It is safe to drink pasteurized milk, hot tea, and hot coffee. What to eat? Don't eat raw produce unless you can peel it yourself after washing your hands. Never eat food from street vendors. Don't eat raw or rare meat or fish. Foods should be thoroughly cooked and still hot when served. Eat only pasteurized dairy products and hard-cooked eggs. Avoid salads and condiments made from fresh ingredients. Don't eat. What external precautions we need to take if we are infected with typhoid? Wash your hands often, especially after using the bathroom and before touching food. Use lot of soap and water if available. If not, use hand sanitizer containing at least 60% alcohol. Don't touch your face unless you have just washed your hand. Avoid direct contact with people who are sick. If you are sick, avoid other people. Wash your hands often and don't prepare or serve food. Signs and symptoms are likely to develop gradually, often appearing 1 to 3 weeks after exposure to the disease. Fever starts low and increases daily, possibly reaching as high as 104.9 Fahrenheit or 40.5 degrees Celsius. headache, weakness, fatigue, muscle ache, sweating, dry cough, loss of appetite, weight loss, stomach pain, diarrhea, constipation, rashes, extremely swollen stomach. These are some of the symptoms of typhoid patient. Most people carry typhoid bacteria while they are traveling. Once they have been infected, they can spread it to others through the fecal oral route. This means it is passed on through feces and sometimes in the urine of the infected people. If you eat food that has been handled by someone who has typhoid fever or who hasn't washed carefully after using the toilet, you can become infected. The bacteria may also spread through contaminated food and through direct contact with someone who is infected. Children are the greatest risk of getting the disease, although they generally have milder symptoms. You need to take preventions when you are affected with typhoid. For example, you need to drink safe drinking water, improved sanitation, and adequate medical care. In spite of that, you need to wash your hands regularly, avoid drinking untreated water, avoid raw fruits and vegetables because raw produce may have been washed in contaminated water. Avoid fruits and vegetables that you can't peel, especially lettuce. To be absolutely safe, you may want to avoid raw foods entirely. Choose hot foods. Avoid food that is stored or served at room temperature. Steaming hot foods are best. I hope so, students. You must have understood the symptoms about typhoid, and plus you have understood about the precautions to be taken. Now, students, let's understand the next type of disease which causes through water, that is cholera. Cholera is a serious bacterial disease that usually causes severe diarrhea and dehydration. The disease is typically spread through contaminated water. This can happen even if you are healthy before you got it. Cholera is not usually passed from person to person through casual contact. Anyone can become sick with cholera, but a few factors may increase your risk. These risk factors also increase because of unclean conditions such as poor sanitation and contaminated water. Low levels of stomach acid, that is cholera bacteria, cannot live in highly acidic environment. So cholera is an infection of the small intestine. It is spread mostly by unsafe water and unsafe food that has been contaminated with human feces containing the bacteria. Let's highlight upon how to take prevention about cholera or how to stop cholera. Make sure to drink and use safe water to brush your teeth, wash and prepare food, and also boiling is the most effective way to make water safe. Wash your hands often with soap and safe water. Clean and cook food with proper water, keep it covered and eat it hot. Now students, let's try and understand the next type of disease that is called as diarrhea. What is the meaning of diarrhea? Loose, watery stool that occur more frequently than usual is called as diarrhea. Diarrhea is usually caused by a virus or sometimes by contaminated food. So what are the symptoms of diarrhea? The symptoms associated with diarrhea include abdominal cramps, abdominal pains, urgency to go to the toilet, frequency passing of loose and watery feces, nausea and vomiting. Students, what preventions we have to take if a person is infected with diarrhea? The following can prevent diarrhea, like drinking clean and safe water only, having good sanitation systems such as wastewater and sewage, having good hygienic practices such as regularly washing the hands with soap, especially before preparing food and eating and after using the bathroom. How to treat diarrhea at home? Diarrhea can be highly uncomfortable, but most people can effectively treat it with rest and home remedies like rehydrating, eating a recovery diet which is having potassium, fruits which are rich in proteins like potatoes and sweet potatoes. You should also drink soups, cooked and soft vegetables. Should avoid high fatty foods, greasy foods, spicy foods which is having high levels of fructose, and at last you should try to get rid of this diarrhea by regularly taking medicines. Now students, let's try and understand the last germs of diseases which causes through intestine, that is called as jaundice. Jaundice may occur if the liver can't efficiently process red blood cells as they break down. It is normal in healthy newborns and usually clears on its own. At other ages, it may signal infection or liver disease. When we come to know that a person is a jaundice one, jaundice, notice any yellow tint to the skin or eyes of an infant, child or adult. Have dark colored urine or abdominal swelling or expansion is a symptom of jaundice. How can we prevent jaundice? The prevention for jaundice are: drink at least 8 glasses of fluids per day. Consider adding milk to your routine. Opt for fruits like papaya and mango, which are rich in digestive enzymes. Eat at least 2 cups of vegetables or fruits per day. Look for high fiber foods such as oatmeal, berries, almonds, etc. So what we have studied from this lesson? From this lesson, we have studied about the spread of diseases through water. Waterborne diseases are infectious diseases spread primarily through contaminated water. Though these diseases are spread either directly or through flies or phlegm, water is the chief medium for spread of these diseases, and hence they are termed as waterborne diseases. So in the next video, we are going to study about the spread of diseases through food. I hope so students, you must have understood